Но начало дня уже неплохо.
In any way, kicking me out their store rudely. I couldn't, giving me a hard time to clock out, just being rude.
I also want you guys to note that they said we have people of all races working at this shop, okay? There already seems to be quite a bit of diversity. It doesn't seem as though she's the only minority working at this shop, so factor that in as well.
So being black is literally a crime. I'm just here to get my stuff. I did not steal anything. I did not take anything. I am not a thief. That's not what I'm here for. So this is Leanne's local pedal shop. This is Leanne's local pedal shop. I was just told leave. I was just told to leave. And they're like, oh, we'll call the police. We'll do this. Like, being black is literally a crime. Like, they will sit here and be angry with you for the things that they do themselves.
Okay, they'll sit here and be angry with you for the things they do themselves. What does that mean? So already she's saying something is wrong. They're angry at me for a thing that they've done themselves. So something occurred here. Some sort of conflict was sparked and somebody did something wrong. And she's claiming that you guys do the same wrong thing. We have a little bit of context that is added to this situation, but still no fucking clue what is going on. Now she's obviously spinning her narrative. She's showing the flower shop. She's saying this is where it is. This is what it is. And I'm black and I'm being charged for the crime of being black. Mind you, she's just being fired and asked to leave. So I can see a victim, a real victim, and I'm not seeing it here just yet. Now, of course, I'm going to wait for context. I could see if somebody's saying,
watch your purses, lock your cars,
how somebody could construe that as being racist. And if we have evidence that shows that these individuals are racist, and particularly that they were racist towards her, then you have a case, then you have a claim. But so far, I've seen absolutely nothing. I've seen nothing.
Nothing.
Except the idea that they asked other people to watch their purses and lock their cars. Let's watch.
Like, giving me my keys, like, I'm gonna steal her car. Where am I going? And they're like, you're recording for what, though?
I mean, that's fine. Her getting fired is not the issue, but I can, like, did she steal something, or you don't have to answer anything. That will.
Okay. So, are you wanting to trespass?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me just a few minutes,
How
okay?
can someone trespass while they work?
Right now, hopefully we're all the same.
Okay, we have some more context. Now you hear somebody in the background go, well, I understand, I don't have a problem with the whole being firing thing, but did she steal anything? Something to that effect. And it sounded like, to me, y'all let me know, it sounded like a black person said that, like a black woman said that. So now we're asking, did she steal anything? Now the owner says, I don't have to tell you anything. Still, we don't know. I'm not saying that this girl stole anything. In fact, there's nothing to insinuate that she stole anything other than the idea that people should watch their purses and lock their cars. So still, we have nothing. Now they say, I want to get her for trespassing. And she says, how can you trespass at the place that you work? Well, I imagine, maybe this is trespassing or not. You guys let me know the legality of this. When somebody asks you to leave a place, you're supposed to leave the place. So how many times do they have to ask you to leave before you are trespassing, or whatever the word is for that sort of infraction, Okay, let's continue.
Wait, what are we doing?
Okay, so it sounds like maybe a friend came with her because you started to hear her asking, like, what do you mean? What's going on? So maybe a friend came for reinforcement to go through this entire situation. Now, at the very end of this video, she posts Leanne's local pedals. She posts their TikTok. So this girl wants this place to be eaten alive by the internet. And they have been eaten alive by the internet. If you go and look at their Yelp reviews and their Google reviews, it is absolutely ravaged by people who are coming in and accusing these people of racism and bigotry, mind you, with no context. Now, if these people are racist bigots, that's one thing, but you have no evidence for that claim. I'm going to show you another video of a woman who decides to show up to this shop. Now, this has over 750,000 likes on it. 750,000 likes for this tiny little local flower shop of a white woman coming in and accusing them of racism and confronting them over a video that she watched on TikTok with no context.
Are you a racist also?
No, her kids are black, actually.
Okay, but that doesn't make you not a racist because you're a racist.
Oh my goodness. Are you? Glad to meet you.
Well, what was your name? Because I'd love to meet. My name's Trellis. What's yours?
She doesn't have to disclose that.
Of course not. I was just introducing myself.
Nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you. I love the color of your shirt.
Thank you.
It's pretty purple.
Thank you.
Okay, well, it was nice to meet you guys. Have a great day. Good luck with business.
Oh, it's booming.
Yeah.
I'm sure. That's
Yeah.
why the Yelp is shut down. Did you turn off your comments on Instagram?
No.
Yeah.
No, we actually.
Okay. Somebody else did that?
Mm-hmm. I don't control the social media, actually.
Okay,
Exactly.
you are so on par, sweetheart, for the people around here. You got the starter pack of the business daddy mommy bought you. I bet you go to a mega church
I don't
and
go to
you're not
church.
racist, but your family is not white. So we're making that's everything, right?
Pretty much. Are you racist?
Huh?
No, that's why I'm here, hon.
Oh, that's why you're here.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
Would
why
you
you're
like
here.
to order some flowers?
Not at all. Thank you so much. I'm going to be on my way. Thank
Well,
you so much
thank
for the
you.
conversation.
Oh, that's why you're here, because you're not racist. This is anti-racism in practice, ladies and gentlemen. And you know what? It might as well be, because people are cheering this on. Again, over 750,000 likes for a stranger showing up to a flower shop to attack other strangers based off a video she saw on TikTok of a stranger accusing other strangers of racism. Guys, these little things used to happen in your own little bubble, right? You get fired from your job and maybe you accuse them of racism or bigotry or whatever, and you go tell your family, and then you guys parse it out and go through everything, and maybe you tell your friends and your peers. Now it goes on TikTok. It gets millions of views, and randos start showing up to verbally attack people. That's insane, okay? Again, with no context whatsoever. And this old woman, I mean, bless her, is saying, I have black children at home. What are you talking about? We have people here working of all different races. What are you talking about? Nonetheless, this goes online and everybody's accusing these people of racism. So now their business is forever altered based off of a 3-minute video that went online where nobody actually knows the situation that's going down. And now people are going in and filming these individuals who did not consent to their video being posted online. And they're gonna be blasted all over the internet. These individuals who did not choose this because one girl who got fired from a job accused them of racism. Now let's imagine worst case scenario. These people are actually racist. Does it warrant millions of people viewing this video, thousands of them going and commenting, hundreds of them placing reviews, and even 10 of them, showing up to this shop and screaming at these people and saying that they're racist and being condescending and putting out fake compliments to them, completely altering their existence, their reality, because one girl posted a video? No, it's a completely disproportionate internet brain rot, like CRT, anti-racism, NPC attitude towards this, which is so wild. And I find myself getting worked up because I'm like looking at an old lady who's running a flower shop, who has, children, grandchildren, presumably at home, who she's just there working. She's old. What are you guys doing? What are you doing? Now, here's another video of somebody confronting this woman. I don't know if it's the same lady, but again, calling her racist.
And
Video
y'all
was when you saw
all ran with it.
Right.
Because you want
Right.
your 10 minutes of fame.
Oh,
Okay.
really?
Yes.
Really? The only black girl in the shop and you're being racist.
No.
Let's be serious,
No, that's
Grandma.
not.
Okay?
It's not.
That's unacceptable
You know what?
behavior.
I don't know how I could be racist
I
when I
need
have
you
3
to hear
black
it.
children.
Yeah, that doesn't mean
There you go. And I believe that's a separate person, possibly, who is going and talking to this grandmother. Are you guys okay? And the answer is no. I'm going to go ahead and answer. The answer is no, you're not okay. Now, here's a person who decided to do a little bit of investigating to see if she could figure out why this individual was actually fired. And let's see if we get an explanation.
So I wanted to come on here and do an update of everything I found out about this Leanne's local pedal situation. So people have been asking some similar questions in the comments, and I wanted to address those first. One, they were like, why was she fired? But why was she fired? So the shop owner's mother on Facebook, her name is Rhonda Rose Bentley on Facebook, but her Facebook has now been deleted. But before it was deleted, the mother basically stated that the reason that the young lady was fired is because she was lazy.
Okay. Now let's try to read this because it's a screenshot. I'll try to even maybe blow it up for you guys. It says the police came twice behind her and she was served. The story on video is not the truth. And there's a whole lot of grammatical errors in this, and who even knows how reliable this individual is. She was asked to leave times after she tried to get into the cash register. Now, notice that is not the highlighted portion of this. This lady says the girl was fired because she was lazy. Now, it says that she was asked to leave. She tried to get into the cash register. Now, she may have been fired for being lazy, right? Okay. But if after you're asked to leave, you try to get into the cash register, according to this account, then we have a little bit of a different story. And maybe we have an explanation as to why these individuals said, watch your purses and lock your cars. Maybe. Okay. Now, this is just another claim without any context or without any verification whatsoever. Now, it says Ikra is racist. She was lazy on her phone. She was asked to process flowers while waiting for her orders. I think she means to say she was asked to process flowers while waiting for her orders. Instead, she chose to be on the phone. The employee thinks she is owed something. We do equal opportunities. Ask some of our great past or present employees. So they're saying, we're an equal opportunity shop for all races, all genders. We don't care about that. We don't care what your race is, what your color is, what your background is. She was lazy. She would be on her phone. She wouldn't process orders on time. And when she was asked to leave, she tried to get into the cash register. She thought that she was owed something. So there you go. We have two claims now. Now, which claim are you going to believe? The one that supports your opinion, or the one that doesn't? And the idea is we don't know. This is not on video. We have no clue what actually happened. So for you to show up to a flower shop and start harassing these people is insane. It's crazy, crazy Looney Tune behavior. It is Looney Tune behavior. Now, what do we know? We know this girl had a narrative about being black, and that's the reason that she was going to be persecuted by these people. We know these individuals claim to not be racist. They have other races working at their shop. They apparently have black children. At least it seems like the owner or the person who runs the shop has black children. They claim to be an equal opportunity shop. I don't know, okay? Now, I would lean on the side of these people not being racist, bigoted KKK members, but I don't know. We're gonna watch another response here. This is from a leftist man who says the black Muslim girl fired from the pedal shop. That's the caption here.
To that black Muslim girl that got fired from that pedal shop, thank you for staying calm and modest in that traumatizing situation. And just know God finna bless you with bigger and better things. Thank you for setting the highest example. You handled that situation so smoothly.
You don't know her. You don't know what she experienced. You don't know that she was traumatized. You have absolutely no clue what was going on in that video. Yet this has nearly 100,000 likes on it. Let's get into another response. This has 220,000 likes on it.
I'm not gonna hold you. Seeing all them white people go to Leanne's pedal shop in Georgetown, Kentucky, and hold those people accountable behind the counter is exactly what I wanted to see. Do you know the sense of comfort that those people get when they see you walk in? They say, thank God, another white woman. Probably nothing bad will happen. And then you turn around and hold them accountable for racism? Kind of a crazy, they literally have no idea what to say. Every video that I've seen, it starts with them being like, and then as soon as you say something to hold them accountable, they'll be like, they start to get real, they don't like. Because if I were to walk into Leanne's local pedal shop, they'd probably know before I even got to the counter what I'm coming in there for. Not no pedals. I'm not coming in there for no pedals, girl. But when y'all walk into Leanne's, they still have a sliver of hope. And what you do is you take that away. You take that sliver of hope away when you walk in there and you hold people accountable. And that, to me, is beautiful. And
okay, this is just a reminder for how insane the people who are living amongst us are. They're actually advocating that these people get attacked on a daily basis because one girl decided to accuse them of racism without any idea whether or not any racism has actually occurred. They are literally the old mobs of olden times with the pitchforks and the torches and I don't know, whatever else those mobs carry with them. They are literally the people behind the witch trials. This is the sort of energy and the sort of psychosis, the mass psychosis that fuels those sort of historical events. And we're watching it right now in real time, right here, play out with an example like this. And it may seem like sort of nothingness, but it's very real that a 3-minute video posted online with a baseless accusation and claim that we have no context for can completely alter your life and make you the center of a trial like this. And it's a trial by a public that does not care about facts, that does not care about objectivity, that does not care to actually confirm the claim that they're making. They just want to run with the feeling, they want to run with the emotion, and they want you to feel like They want to ruin your life. They want to have your business like wiped off the face of the earth. They want you to end all of your social media. They want you to have no life after this. And mind you, if what this lady is saying is true, that she has black children, you are trying to financially alter the lives of these black children. How do you guys feel? Does that feel good to you guys? Evidently it does, because these people are kikiing and laughing and chopping it up online over the attempt to ruin these individuals' lives. It is a very scary reality. And to the people who are supporting this, maybe think about trying to support your claim before doing anything, and then think about what is a proportionate response to this. It's really none of your business, first of all. It's really none of your business to go forward and try to attack these people, to review bomb these people, to alter their life in a way that would have never taken place had you not seen this video online. Think about how different your life would be had you not been scrolling on your For You page and had you not encountered this video. Think about how different the lives of these people at this flower shop would be had they not filmed it. And think about the sort of malicious intent that it takes, if this young girl's claim is false, to film a video like this, to vocalize where the flower shop is, what the flower shop is, in an attempt to ruin these people's lives. Think about that. If her claim is false, then what? If she is the boy who cried wolf, then what? Because there's a lot of explaining to do, and there's a lot of backtracking to do, and there's a lot of accountability to be taken in this video if the context that you believe to be there is not, in fact, true. And are you going to take that accountability when it comes? Probably not. And guess what? It won't, because nobody ever gets their fair say on the internet. There's her side, there's their side, and there's the truth. And guess what? None of us have the truth. And that's really the fact of the matter here. You don't know what the truth is. And to speak so boldly, so 10 toes down with your whole chest about this situation when you have no info, think about these people sitting on a jury. Think about these people judging you. And the people who are making these videos, think about the jury you'll have when something goes wrong in your life, or when you get accused of doing something that you possibly did not do. It's wicked, wild, scary, insane out there. And videos like this truly boggle my mind. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. This one's an insane one to me. And we keep seeing things like this happen over and over and over. And it will continue to, because the court of public opinion is a kangaroo court, if I've ever seen one. Guys, drop your thoughts. As always, if you disagree with anything I said in this video, do get out, but do so respectfully. I encourage healthy debate on this channel. If you like this video, like, subscribe, click the notification bell to be notified every single time I post a video for you guys, which is every day, and I will see you guys tomorrow. That poor flower shop. Bye.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Wendigoon, and today we are talking about the Ant Hill Kids cult. Now I want to get this disclaimer out of the way. One of the reasons that I wanted to do this video separately from the religion and cult iceberg is that there is a lot of heavy material in this. I'm not going to show any pictures of it, I'm not going to be unnecessarily crude, but I am going to say exactly what happened to these people, and I'm not going to pull any punches. I want to bring light to this not only to emphasize the horrors that these people went through, but also as a sort of cautionary tale for the atrocities that some people are capable of. I also want to mention there's this cool podcast called Cults, who I listened to in preparation for this, and not only this story, but several other stories. They go much more in depth with the psychology and the background of it, whereas I'm mostly going to be talking about the events of what happened. They talk about everything surrounding it as well. Their link will be in the description if you're interested in that. Thank you all for just putting me this far, and it really does mean the most. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and get into it. But as always, thank you for watching. To understand the Ant Hill Kids, you have to understand their root problem and their leader, Roque Thoreau. Roque was born May 16th of 1947 to a family in Quebec, Canada. Everyone around him said that he was incredibly smart from a young age, but for some reason dropped out in the 7th grade. In hindsight, a lot of people tend to believe it may simply be because either a lack of home care or a problem with authority, or a combination of the two. Regardless of the reason, as Roque grew up, he became very obsessed with the Old Testament and specifically prophecies of doomsday. Shortly thereafter, he became a devout Seventh-day Adventist, and I want to make this note, as I mentioned in the iceberg, just because this crazy wacko cult person identified as part of this religion, that is not indicative of the religion itself. As a matter of fact, there are several values of Seventh-day Adventists, such as no drinking, that he turned on its head when he decided that social drinking was acceptable. Also, he was kicked out of the church he attended for trying to assume too much power, which is a very treacherous foreshadowing of what was to come later. Around the 1970s, he started doing this thing, which he would have been in his mid-20s around the time. He would approach common people at bars or restaurants or even in church and began to talk to them about his faith and his belief. Everyone around Roque said he was an incredibly charismatic man. Not only that, but he was known to tell little subtle lies, such as about his past to give himself a sadder backstory, or miraculous things God has done for him in his life, and
Hi guys, this is Pestillion and welcome to Escape from Tarkov weapon stand. Now the major thing that you need to get for the weapon stand, even if you have EOD or not, is you need illumination level 3. Once you have illumination level 3, it took about 8 hours to craft, and I do believe Nikita said you need stash level 2 to be able to unlock it as well. So there's a bit involved in getting it, but you know, it is what it is. Once you do get it, the items required to craft it aren't that expensive, and to get level 2 you do need a shooting range. So you're probably not going to be able to get the weapon stand before level 20 realistically, because of what you need to get illumination level 3, which I think you need mechanic level 2. And then yeah, so then you can start the crafts. As for the actual stand itself, you have it situated like this. You can rotate guns in and out however you see fit, and they'll go into the rack and on display. There is no ability to rotate a weapon. So for example, if I wanted to put the XMPX over there, you can't rotate it. But I believe as this levels up, it's going to get longer. So then if it does, it'll come out like this, and you'll be able to put more weapons along the line. But it is actually a really cool way to store some of your stuff and be able to have access to be able to have weapons on display. Now, just so you can see this side bit here where it's half blocked. If I close that and I enter the hideout, what's happening is it's clipping a little bit with the door of the lavatory. But I believe once you get to the next level of the lavatory, that probably will be out of the way. So my lavatory's nearly gone to level 3, and then it should be fine to be able to view it. One thing to take note of is you can't just quickly equip weapons straight from the weapon rack using the new, ability within the UI. But that's pretty much everything you need to know. It will take you a little while to get it, but it is cool to have all that extra space for free. And it's cool that you can actually design your hideout to have a bit of personal feel to it. Like if they wanted to take this another step further, which I would love, is to have it similar to this where you can equip it, but you could also have them up on the walls as well or something. Like that would be really cool. Some weapon racks up on the walls, or you could even have it so it's like vertical and you could even have more that way. But yeah, make sure you get your shooting range upgraded to level 2 as early as possible, because you're going to need a few levels on that. I believe you're going to need shooting range level 3 to have level 3 on the weapon stand. But that's pretty much everything you need to know. Hopefully you enjoyed this very short but sweet video. It's definitely a fun wipe for some of the new content. Make sure you like and subscribe. I am doing a live stream right now where I'm doing a subathon with my dad, and we're live streaming Escape from Tarkov. It's like for a very long time from now. And if you want to come over, get a chance to win some computers and dump your Twitch Prime subs, would appreciate it. We're having a lot of fun over here. Besides that, guys, like and comment. And lastly, I'll see you next time.
Okay, this has to be found in rate. The snips have to be found in rate. Unfortunately, I didn't look at that.
Again, I've gotten over 100 views on my epic and excellent card trick shots. I would just like to thank you for all the appreciation you've given me and my channel.
Bald! New video. Oh no! No.
So recently that bald video came to light. I don't know where it's been dwelling for the past several years. I don't even remember when Nova shaved his head, but I guess it happened at some point during the lore, and it just resurfaced, and I thought it was funny enough to throw it in the intro. We can have a lively, happy intro every once in a while, alright guys? It doesn't have to be all doom and gloom. You don't have to be afraid of clicking on a video and seeing some horror show up, okay? Instead, the horror show that we are going to witness is an alleged former classmate of Nova's has come out and initially posted a video of Nova walking at graduation, and she goes on to explain some stories, some interactions that she had with him. But we'll get into the specifics a little bit, but Nova has just been sort of spiraling over the last couple weeks. It's been a rough time for him. You would think that with all the Christmas cookies and ales that he would get to drink around this time of year, that it would cheer him up, but it kind of seems like one story after the other just keeps coming out over and over and over again, and he just keeps getting slam doinked on. So we're gonna start off with him walking at graduation, and then we'll move on to some of the lore implications. So there's our chunky fella right there walking at graduation. Just the liveliest man that you could ever dream of. He looks great, and obviously, you know, it kind of reminds me, every time that I see one of these, you know, locals graduating, it just harkens me back to like the Chris Chan story and seeing the pictures of him wearing his graduation gown. I don't know why. It's reminiscing for a better time, because I feel like a lot of the time when I do these intros where I pull up an old clip of Nova or whatever, it's sort of like the progression of how somebody who is seemingly normal can quickly just fall off a cliff into depravity and just completely destroy any reputation that they might have ever had. And it doesn't really help that basically every person in Nova's life that he's ever interacted with has some sort of embarrassing or annoying story that's related to him, and this person in particular is no different. Now, I want to make it clear before we start looking at any of the clips that these are all allegations. It's hard to really, I don't know, put any stock into the credibility of this said person, mostly because she went from getting a couple hundred views on her TikTok videos to posting the graduation video and getting like 500,000 views, and now it's like, well, now we're in that spiral of you get that taste. You get that little taste of attention from the internet, and you gotta follow it up. So I just want to put that out there. I'm not saying that what she is saying isn't true, but I'm also saying that we can't 100% rely and bank on all of this, because once again, this is from years ago that we're trying to piece together.
So to answer the questions of, is this actually Nova Online? Yes, that's actually Nova Online. If you just look up his real name on Google, it will tell you what his real name is, and it's exactly what the announcer said it was. I went to online school with Nova from my sophomore to my senior year, and this online school is not like Zoom where you can see each other in these classrooms. It's literally just the teacher that you can see and the names of all the students attending. So I knew Nova as his name for all 3 years. I didn't know what he looked like. I didn't know anything about him. I didn't even know he lived in my town until graduation. My junior year, there was this online virtual prom that people were going to, and he had messaged me in class asking me to go with him to this prom, and where I said no because I wasn't going, because I was going to actual prom with my local high school. And I didn't say no because of who he was. I didn't know who he was. I just said no because I wasn't going.
And up until this point necessarily, and I'm gonna make it clear before we really move any further, there's some goofy type moments that she'll get to in a little bit, but none of these, you know, whatever stories that she's gonna retell here are necessarily bad or indicative of, like, I don't know. I mean, she made a joke, at least in my opinion, I think it's a joke in her comment section of this video saying that Nova wears diapers. Who knows? Maybe that's real, maybe it's not. I don't know how you could figure that out if if you're doing a solely online class where you don't even get to see videos of him. Now, maybe when you know, he gets called on to, you know, solve the addition problem that's on the board, you could hear the crinkling going on. Maybe that's what actually came, and it happened every time, and you're trying to solve exactly what that is. But, you know, on one hand, some people might want to just jump in and try and slam doink and just be like, oh man, he got turned down for the prom. Ooh. But at the same time, I'm like, this is an online prom. We're already starting off on a bad note. Now, I don't necessarily know. I mean, Nova's 21 now, so hypothetically speaking, 3 years ago, I mean, maybe, or even 4 years ago, I mean, maybe this was around lockdown time and that's why they couldn't do an in-person type of thing. I really don't know, because they were able to walk for graduation, so it's a bit perplexing to me. It's like, in theory, I guess if enough people are in that area that you're doing the online school, then you could go in person and do something, but maybe they couldn't, whatever. Regardless, it's you're starting off on a bad note, and Nova's getting shut down already, and she explains it. You know, she had, you know, somebody that she was dating or whatever, and that's why she wouldn't go with Nova, but maybe it was for some other reasons, and it wasn't the last interaction that Nova had with her, because it seemed like, for whatever reason, once again, kind of perplexing as to how you could strike up even having an interest to ask somebody out if you can't see who they are and you don't really know who they are. I mean, maybe you're messaging outside of class. I don't know. The whole situation's odd. I didn't do online class really ever, so I don't really know how the whole dynamics work, but Nova would try and reignite this romance a little bit later.
And he was sitting there for the entirety of the graduation talking about his TikTok and that he needed to get content for his TikTok, that he was TikTok famous, and I was kind of just like oh cool, like yeah right, like everybody says they're TikTok famous. I never think really about him again until I run into him at Walmart a couple months later and he messages me on Facebook. I don't remember the context of these messages or why things were being said that's the way they were, but I think what happened is that he messaged me trying to talk to me again, and I told him I had a boyfriend, and then it kind of just turned sour after that because I only have one screenshot and it's in the middle of the messages, so I don't remember.
And I think all of us, hand to God, hand on the Bible over here, have had scenarios like this, alright? I'm man enough to admit there have been times in my past that maybe I'm not as proud of trying to reach out with an old fling that you might have had, or somebody that you might have been into in the past, and you know, maybe you try and reignite something and it just crashes and burns right before your very eyes, and you sink down into the pit of despair that you should just sort of make your bed in at this point. But Nova's really, he's out here shooting shots. Nowadays it seems like he's really lost any of that vigor, that gusto that he used to have. He's out here trying to bag baddies in his online calculus class or whatever he's doing. I mean, this man shoot or shoot. Alright, before he had to resort to making a Discord server full of children that he can talk to, he was out here talking to anonymous people over the internet, which I guess is kind of the same thing, but at least in this particular scenario, they were the same age, so I guess it's a little bit better. I'm not necessarily positive, but this man is out here. He's trying to figure out a scenario that he can find true love, because at the end of the day, up until this point, what is his true love? It's TikTok. That's why every time that he's trying to bring it up, he's trying to riz the baddies. He's trying to be like, did you know that I have like multiple thousands of followers on TikTok? I'm kind of a big deal. Oh, what am I known for? I'm the Monster Energy guy. I'm the going to church summer camp guy. I'm the eating Wingstop guy. It's like, oh, hell yeah, brother. That sounds like a perfect companion. That's somebody that we're all looking out for. Now, she goes on to explain that she does indeed have one random screenshot of Nova messaging her, allegedly. But once again, this is sort of where it's like, where's the credibility? How much can you really say that this is true? How did he get her number? Is a question that I was wondering. Once
Но начало дня уже не...
Here are some signs that your cat is really happy. Number one, it's that backwards question mark tail. They're walking around up in the air like that, and that tells you that they're confident. They're walking around like, I own the space, but in a very happy way. The next one is making biscuits. Whether they're doing it on a blanket or, especially when they do it on you, even though sometimes it hurts, it is a sign that they are sort of regressing back to kittenhood, where they just feel